Okay, hello again. So this is just going to be a really short video on specifically in Webflow how you can back up, restore, or transfer or shall I say transfer a backup of your site. So we'll just jump straight into Webflow. So at the moment I'm in my dashboard of a client site. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come back to my dashboard just to show you how we get to this. So typically, if you've used things like WordPress, Wix, or other web CMS systems, I suppose. CMS meaning customer management system, I believe is the term, meaning that you control your website yourself. Sometimes it can be quite tricky if you're not familiar with websites to navigate to where you need to get to. Particularly from my experience of using I keep getting that mixed up. Sorry, WordPress, and sorry, Webflow. Specifically, when you're using WordPress, you can get tools like all-in-one WP migration, which make it very easy to back up your whole site into one zip file. But if you need to transfer this or perhaps change anything in your domain, that adds another level of complication, which you have to have an understanding of databases and domain transfers, and that is a great tool, and it's just certain times it can be quite complex, whereas in Webflow it's really easy. You don't have to manually set anything to automatically back up your site. It's automatically done for you. Most WordPress themes will have some sort of backup in place, but typically this is through the web hosting platform, or you have to set this yourself using a plugin. So there are a few more steps involved to enable you to do that and to transfer, etc. So I digress. So anyway, I'm just going to show you how easy this is. So I'm in my dashboard now, and typically if you've only got your one website that you've made for yourself, you'll see this here, but because I've got multiple, I can see multiple ones here. So I'm just going to go to the client site here, Shrine Crystals. Now, in the top right corner there, so when I hover over my site, I've got a button in the middle to open in Webflow, or I've got a button up here to open the site settings, and that's what we want. So if we just click on site settings there, this will take us to the whole settings for our site, so we can make this templates. You can change your icon for your website, you can change the name of your site, anything we want to change in terms of the settings or anything like that. The technicalities of our website will be under this menu, but what we want to do is literally just come down to where it says backups. Now, again, other website builders will have lots of sub menus, and particularly in WordPress make it quite hard to find this sort of menu. But that's what I love about Webflow, is that it's so simple. It couldn't be more clearer. So under all sites, we'll just come down to backups down there right at the bottom, and you should get a little notification here to say that your site is automatically backed up. So sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. And you can see if I click on my notification here, there's an automatic backup created successfully 7 minutes ago. So that's great. And you can learn more about the backup system here that Webflow uses by just clicking that link. I won't go into too much detail, but you can read this if you want. What I'll do is I'll just put a link to this in the comments, and you can have a read of it yourself. And anything you're not sure on, just drop a comment, by the way, and I'll get back to you, because I know there are things that some people are watching these videos and they're maybe not necessarily watching them with any experience in Webflow whatsoever. So what is, I guess, an important part of this to mention is that it's going to back up everything essentially. So it's going to back up your whole site structure, your CMS items. So when I say CMS items, I'm referring to things like blog posts or any like database or products that you've set in the back end. So it's going to restore all of that. It's going to restore all of your, as it says here, any e-commerce database Shopify stuff that you've got set, your comments. So that's what it just mentions, and it tells you how to do it here. And again, I'll leave a link to it in the comments, and it's got a handy video there to watch alongside it as well. And I think Webflow generally, they do some great training content. That's one thing that I wish WordPress should have done when they first started out. Is it was quite difficult to find a lot of video content unless you found like independent YouTubers or video creators that did tutorials like this. But the downside of that is that you may have to sort of sporadically search around for different videos just relating to one topic, which could be a bit confusing and hard to sort of follow along. So we've got all our backups here, and if I just scroll down, you can see it tells you like the time frame of how long ago it was backed up and specifically what time, which is great because if you ever have any issues with your site, for example, I had an issue with a client site, not in Webflow, but the principle remains exactly the same. So we had an issue with the website one day, and we were able to pinpoint that the issue occurred on, like, let's say, for example, October the 16th. So what we would then look to is we would go to October 16th and we would look at the exact time frame of, if we didn't know, we'd sort of estimate as to what time it may have occurred. So, for example, if the error occurred after, let's say, 11:10 a.m. on the 16th of November, we could then restore the site at this specific version just to test if there was any issues at this particular point, so we could rule out that it wasn't this particular backup. So it's really easy to install a backup. So all we would do is just come over to the right hand side here. So it tells you exactly how many pages you've got, how many styles, etc. We can preview this before we restore it. So if you want to look at it, we'll just click that button there, and it will take a minute, but it should give us a preview of the site. I think that's maybe because, okay, let's just go allow back. Yeah, so now hopefully, if I just look at that again, hopefully it's going to show us the preview this time. Yeah, here we go. So what this is doing now is it's opening the design view to show us exactly how our backup looks at that particular point in time. So we can have a look through it and just check, does this look like we expect it to? And if it does, all we need to do is just come back to here, and you would just click this restore button there. And as you can see there, it's just telling me that there was an automatic backup created successfully. And so just to show you, just accidentally closed the site there. So let's just go back to it. Yes, so I'm going to all sites, click the settings icon down to backups down here. And so if you notice, when I first look at my list of backups here, it only shows you a certain amount. So we can then click show more to literally go all the way down to where we actually published the site initially. So you can see we've got a year ago, we published the site on August 13, 2024 at 12:12 p.m. So that's how we preview and restore backups from WordPress. So what about if we wanted to maybe send a backup to someone else? So a way we can do that is we could just come down to this button down here, and we can click transfer. So what we can do with this is, so it does depend on the plan that you've got. So you do need the starter plan to do this, which we need to do here, but we'll just leave this for now. But what this means is that if you have another user in your team on your site, you can transfer it to them. So what that means is you both have to be using the same website and has to be all on one domain. So you can't transfer, let's say for example that you had someone that you wanted to transfer the site to, but they were on a different domain and a different account of Webflow, so you can't actually do that, unfortunately. So this option has got to be the user on the same Webflow project or site as you. And we can also transfer it to a workspace. So what that's, I believe a workspace is, in fact, I'm just going to Google that because I haven't actually come across that before. What is a Webflow workspace? Okay, right, that makes sense. Yeah, so a Webflow workspace is a temporary building environment for your website before you publish it to the hosting. Before you publish it out to your live domain onto the internet. So, excuse me, when you start your Webflow site, that would be what's called a workspace. So because it isn't linked to your domain and it's not live on the internet, that's what's called a testing site or a workspace in that instance. So that's how you would transfer it. We can archive the site, we can unpublish, we can duplicate, but we don't really need to worry about those options really. It's more about previewing the site, restoring it, or transferring it. So I hope this video was useful. I'll have some more Webflow content coming soon, as it's been quite well received so far in my YouTube channel. So thanks for all the support as always, and again, just drop a comment down below if you have any queries or any questions, or you can direct message me on Instagram. My Instagram is @benskinnercreative.com. I also have a website, of course, which is benskinnercreative.com, or you can drop me a WhatsApp message, text, whatever. You can even write me a handwritten letter if you wanted to, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. So yeah, I hope this video helps you out, and I'll see you in the next one.